Let's revise chapter number 1 of the GST introduction. Okay, in India, tax was introduced in 1860 by Sir James Wilson to meet the military expenses, right? This may come in MCQ. Okay, so what is tax? What is tax? Tax is nothing. Tax is nothing but money that people have paid to the government, which is used to provide the public services like hospitals, schools, road, dams, bridges, etc. It's a compulsory payment. It's a compulsory payment. Okay, tax are classified into two parts. One is direct taxes and the second one is indirect taxes. Direct taxes. Okay, payer of tax directly paid to the government under direct taxes. Those person who earn the income will pay tax to the government from his own pocket. But under indirect taxes, the payer of tax paid to government but collects the same from the consumer. Okay, he recovered it from the final consumer. That salesman recovered the GST from the final consumer. Okay, under direct tax, person bears the incidence of tax. But in indirect taxes, he shifts the burden of tax to the consumer, final consumer. These are progressive in nature. As your income increase, your tax will increase. But under indirect taxes, under GST, a rich person like Ambani and a poor person, both will have to pay same GST. These are regressive in nature. Same for the all peoples. Is it clear? Right. Okay. Example, income tax and GST here. Okay. These are features of indirect taxes. These are not important. Will not come in exam. You can left it or read it just. Okay. The next is position before GST. So GST was introduced in 2017 to make one nation, one tax. One nation, one tax. So what is the condition? What are the taxes before coming a GST? So if in India you manufacture any product, you have to pay excise duty. On manufacturing, you have to pay excise duty. That will go to the central government. Right? Okay. Then this is on manufacturing. Then you sell your product. If you sell in same state, in same UT, we call it intra-state sale. Then you have to pay on it VAT, value added tax. It will go to the state government. If you make a sale between two state, between two UT, between one state and one UT, we call it interstate sale. Then you have to pay on it CST, central sales tax. It will go to a central government. Right? Okay. Now, the next is service tax on supply of services, whether intra or inter. It will go to the central government. Then entertainment tax or many more taxes before GST. Okay, let's understand with the help of example. A manufacturer of component of an air conditioner. Now, his cost and his profit is 6,000 rupees, 5,000 and 1,000. Right? Now, as he is manufacturing, he has to pay excise duty to central government. 12.5%. This is excise duty and this is sale price. Now, okay, one time his tax is levied. Then he again has to pay tax on sale. We are assuming he is selling intrastate. So he has to pay VAT 5%. Okay, one time he has paid a tax. He need to pay again tax. We call it double taxation. He is paying two time tax. The second thing is this 750 excise duty is added to this price. 6750. Now he is paying VAT on this price. Means tax on tax. Double taxation, excise and VAT, and tax on tax. These are a problem in the earlier tax regimes. Okay. This lead to double taxations, tax on tax. Now, need for GST in India. What are the deficiencies in the existing indirect tax laws? Okay. Let's see. CMOD. C means cascading effect. Means tax charge on tax, VAT charge on excise. The next is multiple taxes to be paid, such as VAT, service tax, luxury tax, entertainment tax. There are lot of taxes before the GST. So all subsumed under the GST. The next is SANVAT credit. That amount of tax you have paid for the excise duty, is credit is not available. Is credit is not available for the state levy. Under GST, all the credit will be available to you. Okay. The next is distinction between the goods and the services is blurred. Certain goods subject to double taxation like software and restaurant, but GST make it clear कि what is goods and what is GST. Okay. Okay. The next is taxes to be subsumed. Taxes to be subsumed in the GST. Some are central taxes and some are state taxes. Central, 3 central, 2 additional and 1 service. This is memory technique to learn it. You can learn 4 5 points from this and 4 5 points from this. This is enough. Is it clear? Okay. Now, central excise duty, which is on the manufacturing of the product. Additional duty of excise for special products. Additional duty of custom on import of goods. Service tax goes to central government. CST on interstate sale. And cess on the luxury items. Okay. Under state levy, state value added tax or interstate sale, luxury tax, advertisement tax, betting, lottery betting gaming tax, entertainment tax, all are subsumed under the GST. Except those levied by the local body. Entertainment tax, except those levied by the local body. These are not subsumed. These are not subsumed under GST. Not subsumed. You have to keep it in mind. This point is important. Right? Okay. Now, आगे देखिए. This point is also not important. You can cut this. What they are saying here, principle to bear in mind while subsuming the various taxes. No. All the taxes are indirect taxes. Right? The next is, these are part of a transaction chain. First is manufacturing is done, then sales is done, then service provided. These are part of a chain. And free flow of credit is available now under GST. Okay. The next is genesis of GST. Means history of GST. Okay. So France was first country to implement the GST in 1954. About 160 countries across India has adopted the GST till now. So this may come in MCQ. Learn this part. Right. The remaining part is not so important. You can left it for your exam purpose. So the next is important part. What is GST? What is GST? What is the concept of GST? So the definition of GST is GST means goods and services tax. Means tax on supply of goods, services or both. Except taxes on supply of the alcohol, liquor for the human consumption. But it means alcohol, liquor for human consumption is outside the scope of GST. GST will not come on it in future. Now, see this example. Okay. You are a manufacturer of bread. First, you buy atta or maida to manufacture the bread and add your profit. Now, 110, you will sell it for 110. Now, you have to pay CGST and SGST. We are assuming you are in Haryana and you are making intra-state supply. You are making intra-state supply. Right? Okay. You have to pay CGST and the SGST. 9% CGST and 9% SGST. Now, invoice value 129.80. Now, you have to pay 9.80 tax to the government. Okay. Now, you are selling to the wholesaler. Okay. Now, he add his profit 10 rupees and 120 rupees. Now, he sell to the retailer for this price. Again, okay. Under GST, there is no double taxation. No double taxation. You have to pay tax only once. Okay. Under GST, there is no tax. Under GST, there is no tax on manufacturing. You have to pay GST on the supply, on sale, not manufacturing. Is it clear? So this is clear. Now, the next is no tax on tax. Tax on tax. Right. Okay. So here on 120, he need to again calculate the tax. 9% CGST and 9% SGST. Sir, you are saying under GST no double taxation, right? First, he need to calculate whole tax again on whole value on 120. It will become to 1.60. Now he will get credit. Now he will get credit of tax paid earlier of 1980. we will reduce this and he need to pay 1.80 only. So what it means, he need to pay tax again only the value added by him is 10 rupees, not on whole money, not on whole amount. Okay, so GST is a value added tax. Under GST there is no double taxation. You have to pay GST on the value added by the you. Is it clear? Now he sell for 120 at 10 rupees profit and I sell 130 to customer. Again GST amount this he will get credit, and the final burden of GST is on the final consumer. Now see the definition of GST. GST is a value added tax. That value added by the wholesaler, manufacturer and the retailers. On that part he need to pay GST and continuous chain of credit. That burden of GST will be borne by the final consumer, not wholesaler, manufacturer, borne by the final consumer who is consuming it. The next point is eliminate the cascading effect. Under GST there is no tax on tax, there is no double taxation. Is it clear? Now GST is a destination based tax on consumption of goods, services. Tax will be accrued the place of consumption of state or duty. Okay, if we are selling in same state, intrastate, then CGST and SGST, it has two parts, CGST and SGST. CGST will go to the state government and SGST go to the central government. If we are selling interstate, then IGST will be levied. It has two parts. One part goes to central government and second part goes to the state where its consumption is done. Is it clear? Right. Okay. Now, benefit of GST. GST is a win-win situation for the entire country. Number one is creation of a unified national market. So GST aim to make the common market, one nation, one tax. Boost Make in India initiative. Under GST there is a scheme, we call it zero rate supply. Zero rate supply. If we do export, then it became zero rate supply. You need to pay GST on it. Okay. Then ease of doing business. Now there is uniformity in laws, procedures, tax rate across the country. You need to comply only for the GST. It also reduces your cost. Now, mitigating of the ill effect of cascading. Again, there is no tax on tax, there is no double taxation, and the benefit to small traders. Like if your turnover is 10 lakh, 40 lakh or 20 lakh, you need not to register under the GST. You need not to register under GST. Okay, right. This is also not important, you can cut it. Now, the next part is framework of GST as introduced in the India. Dual GST. India has adopted a dual GST. GST is one, but it has two parts. If you are doing intra-state sale, then it has two parts. One is CGST and one is SGST. CGST goes to central government. SGST goes to the state government. If you are doing interstate sale between two states, between two UTs, between one state and one UTs, we call it interstate sale. Then you have to pay on it IGST. This full amount first go to central government. Then is second part, first part central government keep it with himself, and second part will go to the consumption state of that good. Right? Okay. So CGST levied by the central government, SGST levied by the state government. Now UTGST levied by the union territory, and IGST levied by the central government. Right? You can read it. So we are studying here CGST Act and the IGST Act. Rules means CG has power to issue the rules. These are for proper and effective implementation of the law. So you will study a lot of rules under the GST also. It is issued by the SG and the CG notifications. So these are mostly for the making changes in the rules. Now circulars issued by the CBIC, issued as a direction or instruction to make clarity if the law is ambiguous or not clear. Is it clear? Right. Now state and the UTs for the GST purpose. So there are 28 state and 3 UTs with legislature with its own government, Delhi, Puducherry, and the Jammu and Kashmir. So here we levy the CGST and SGST on the intra-state supply, right? Remaining 5 UTs without legislature, we call it OLDC. OLDC. A. Andaman Nicobar, L. Ladakh, L. Lakshadweep, D. Dadar and Nagar Haveli, and Daman and Diu, and C. Chandigarh. Is it clear? So here on inter-state supply, inter-UT supply, we levy the CGST and the UTGST. Now, under GST registration, you can take, if your turnover exceed 10 lakh, 20 lakh, and 40 lakh. There is also a compulsion scheme for the small sellers, exemption for many products and services, and you will get credit under GST. You will get credit under GST, right? Okay. Now, manner of utilization of the ITC, in which order to adjust the input tax credit. First of all, assume IGST are you. I am taking this example from point of view of a boy. Okay, I assume IGST are you, and CGST is your mother, and SGST is your wife, right? First of all, you eat food from your plate, IGST. First of all, you eat food from your plate, you self-eat first. Then remaining food from your plate is eaten by your mom and your wife in whatever proportion you like. Next, in third step, your mom will eat his own food, her own food, and then your wife will eat her own food in fourth step. Then if you want to eat more food, then first your mom will feed you, then your wife. Okay, but you need to keep remember that your mother and your wife will never feed each other, But it means that CGST and the SGST cannot be used to pay each other. Okay, now common portal, GST portal. Okay, gst.gov.in is a website managed by the Goods and Service Network. Okay. So GST portal is accessible over the internet by taxpayers, CAs. We use it for the registration of GST, for filing the returns, etc. Okay. Now, GSTN, a non-government private limited company incorporated under the section number 8 of the Companies Act. So it establishes a uniform interface for taxpayer, a common and the shared IT structure for the central state. You have to cram these lines, nothing other option, right? This is important. The function of the GSTN include CM2F, CM2PF, CM2VF. Everyone has one PF, but CM has two PF. CM2P, 2VF means registration of GST, filing the returns, computation and settlement of IGST, matching of tax payment, providing the various MIS report, management information system report, to central and state, ki how much tax is collected from which person, which taxpayer, and providing the analysis of taxpayer profile. Right. Now, what do you mean by the GSTP and GST ASP? This is not so important, but we have covered everything in our book, in our smart book, in 240 pages only. So what it means, like in office you use software like ClearTax and CompuTax is example of this. CompuTax that will make your GST compliance work very much easy. Okay, right. GST compensation cess. So it is levied on the luxury items like jewelry, etc. Okay, this is also not important. You can left it. The next is constitution provisions. To introduce the GST, I repeat, to introduce the GST, we have to make amendment in our constitution. Why? So no tax shall be levied without authority of the law. 7th schedule to article 246 of our constitution. It contains 3 lists. One is list 1, union list. The second is state list, and the third is concurrent list. Those items which are given under the union list and the list 1 on which central government can make law. Those items which are given in second list and the state list on which state can make the law, and those items which are given in concurrent list on which both central and the state together make the law. So GST is covered not any place, so it will cover under the other by default. So what it means? It means that central government automatically get the power to levy the GST, but we have to levy the GST, CGST also and SGST also. So we have to cover it under the concurrent list. We have to give power to both central and the state. So that's why we amend our constitution to give the power to state and central together to enable the integration of the various taxes in the GST, right? To empower the both central and the state to levy the GST together and collect it. Okay. Next is Article 246A, which gives power to both Parliament, means central government, and state legislature, means state government, to levy the GST together, but except that Parliament, means central government, has exclusive power for the IGST, for interstate supply, right? The next is Article 269A. So GST on the interstate trade, commerce shall be levied and collected by the central government, means government of India, and a portion between the union and state in manner provided by the GST Council, means 50%, right? Article 366 12A. So GST will be levied on supply of all goods and services except alcohol, liquor for human consumption. Article 279A, this is very important. Okay. So taxes is not subsumed in the GST. So number one is entertainment tax levied by the local bodies. So power still remain with the local bodies, not subsumed in the GST. This is number one, and plus this. So real estate sector and electricity sector, means sale of purchase of immutable property, land and building. So after the scope of GST, so stamp duty and the property tax continue to be levied. First point is clear. Second is this. Now, alcohol, liquor for human consumption. Under definition, it is written, it is outside scope of GST. Means power to tax remain with the states, as it say intoxication products. In Hindi means nashe wala products. It's a intoxication product. It's a nashe wala product. So on its manufacturing, state excise is levied. On sale, if you are doing interstate sale, then VAT. If you are doing interstate, then CST will be levied. Right? Now, 5 petroleum products. DP-MAN, diesel, petroleum, motor, spirit, aviation turbine fuel, ATF means, and natural gas, means DP-MAN. So GST council to decide the date from which GST will be applicable on this. So still now it will cover under the earlier tax regimes like on manufacturing, central excise, and on sale VAT or CST if intra and interstate supply. Is that clear? Right. The next is, third point is here, tobacco. Tobacco is not a nashe wala products. It is covered. These 2 points are covered under the GST also, and also under the old tax regimes. So on it, GST also levied. On sale, GST will be levied. If intra, then CGST plus SGST. If inter, then IGST. On manufacturing, central excise, because it's not a nashe wala product. What it means, it's not a intoxication product. Then on its manufacturing, central excise will be levied. But opium, Indian hemp, and the narcotics, it's a nashe wala product. It's a intoxication products. So on its manufacturing, state excise will be levied, and on sale, GST will be levied. Okay, you can learn it by this. If it is a intoxication product, then its manufacturing, state excise will be levied, not central excise. Now, the next is GST Council. So Article 279A, GST Council. President constitutes the council. It has 33 members, and the chairman is the Union Finance Minister. So 2 members is Union, one is chairman, and one is Union Minister of the state in charge of revenue and the finance among. It means for the UTs. Now, 31 member from each state. 28 state and the 3 UTs having the its own government, 31 members. They choose among themselves a vice president. So for quorum, we need half, means 17 members, and the decisions not majority, not less than the 3/4, means 75% of member present and voting. But their weights, 1/3 weights given to, means 33% to central and remaining to state. What it means? No decision unless CG assent. What it means? See here. Assume 2 members of union and 31 member of state are present and the voting. Matter put in the council and 2 unions say no, but 31 of states say yes. So it means 31 vote of state having the 67% weightage, 67% weightage, and 2 vote of government central having the 33% weightage. Now, so it means no decision until the assent of the union, means 2 vote having the 33% weightage. Is it clear? Now, this is important. What are the function of GST Council? So GST Council to make recommendation to the central or state government to decide the tax rate, which goods and services to be exempted, threshold for the registration, dispute resolutions, and GST legislation, including the rules, notification, and the GST on the DP math, means petroleum products. Is it clear? Right. The last one is the list, the special category state under GST. These are 11 special category state. MT Nagmani, USA, Jammu Himachal. MT Nagmani, USA, Jammu Himachal. Mizoram, Tripura, Nagaland, Manipur. Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Assam, Meghalaya, and the Himachal Pradesh. MT Nagmani, USA, Jammu Himachal. Is it clear? The chapter is over. Now, let's do this important question. Top 80 question. Chapter number 1. Now, see here. Question number 1. Taxes not subsumed in the GST. Discuss the liability of GST on these products. Means alcohol, liquor for human consumption. It is not covered under GST. So on it, state excise will be levied plus CST and the VAT. Right? On petroleum products, on which GST will be levied when GST Council will recommend. So still, central excise on its manufacturing and CST or VAT on its sale will be levied. Now, tobacco and the drugs. It is covered under GST and the old tax regime also. So on its manufacturing is levied central excise and GST on the sale. But for opium and drugs, on its manufacturing is levied state excise, not central, because it's a intoxication product, nashe wala product. On its sale, GST will be levied. Right? Okay. Same is written here. You can just read it. Okay. Okay. Goodbye, दोस्तों.